Hey, what's up, you guys? Gonna do a quick thing. I've been thinking about it. Not a vloggy vlog, but kind of some question for some feedback from you guys. I hope I can explain this correctly so I can get the feedback I want. I'm not 100% today, so we'll see. Okay. Couple questions. You can leave a video response or a comment. But I'm curious to see where each of you kind of thinks or stands on this issue. Um, Say you have two friends that are lesbians, and they're at a party or a social event. Um, and first question is, how would you introduce them? Would you say this is so and so? They're my friend, and this is their partner. This is their girlfriend. This is their spouse. This is their wife. This is their fiance. This is their friend. This is their roommate. Um, this is my other friend. What would be your choice of words, and would it change based on how well you know the person or how well you know the couple, how long you've known the couple? Would it change based on how long you know they've been together? So that's my first question. How would you introduce a couple, and what would you feel comfortable saying? Here's my other question. There's a few. If you are a lesbian or gay, what do you feel comfortable with as far as being introduced? How would you introduce your significant other to somebody at a party, per se? Second question. There it is. All right. Third question. Say you are in a relationship. And for sake of this, we'll say it's homosexual, not heterosexual. And you are fully committed. What I like to call married in Canada, which means if you had the option of having full rights, and being married to this person, how do you explain that to other people? You've been together long enough that it should be apparent that especially you feel by your actions, that you're obviously linked. I mean, you live together and you're always together, and it's kind of assumed that you're going to come as a couple to everything. So how do you get people to understand that? Do you choose to wear rings? Do you choose to change the way you introduce people? Do you make an announcement to your family that you're now quote unquote engaged? How do you explain that there's been a step up in your relationship from just casually dating? How do you explain that now I am 100% committed to this person? We're not just casually dating. We're quote unquote exclusive, and we plan to spend the rest of our lives together. How would you do this? And kind of another part of that question, would you feel that it's necessary, if you are at that point, to hold some sort of event to make this more solidified? Um, or would you be against that? Because by holding that event, would that mean that you accept the fact that you're denied rights in this society? So, if by holding that event you're going, I'm okay with the rights I'm given, or do you think that that is a completely logical and perfectly fine way to explain to your friends and family that you are at a higher level of commitment to this person? Does that make sense? So, how would you introduce yourself or your partner? How how would you prefer your friends to introduce yourself or your partner? And how do you explain a higher level of commitment to your friends and your family? Do you have to have a ceremony or a commitment ceremony or a wedding? Or do you think over time they should understand, or do you feel like you need to explain, or what? So that's my series of questions. Maybe a little confusing, so try to answer the best you can. I'm just really curious how where other people stand on this issue, and not just gay people can answer this. I'm curious for other people how you would feel comfortable introducing somebody, or how you would know if you had a friend per se that was gay. Make sense? Hope so. Looking forward to your answers, and hope to hear from you all soon. Have a good day.